shot just 4 field goals in the fourth quarter at Madison Square Garden last night. Daugherty back to the basket against Cartwright. 5 to go on the shot clock. 3 for Elo. No. And here comes Chicago. Scottie Pippen. Horace Grant flashes high. Jordan wide open. Brad Daugherty collects. This is Mark Price. Cavaliers lead the NBA in assists, averaging 28 a game. And Sanders from deep. Jordan's up high for the board. Minute gone by in this first period. We're still scoreless. BJ off the screen by Scottie Pippen. First field goal of the game.
BJ didn't shoot very well last night and hit 1 basket. 22nd timeout by that. Whoops. Yeah.
Now he wants a 22nd.
He came by to call a 22nd timeout, then he ducked under.
Well, we've got a break of the action. The Bulls have the lead in the early going. 10:32 left to go in this first period of play. Each week on No Bull with Phil Jackson, get an insider's view of the world champion Chicago Bulls. It's a fast-paced 30 minutes of star players, highlights, strategies, and scouting reports. This week the show goes south to sunny Orlando, Florida, as the Bulls get ready to meet Shaquille O'Neal of the Orlando Magic. Join Phil and Dan Rowan for Magic Kingdom Sunday at 10 p.m. right here on WGN. We're in the kingdom of the Cleveland Cavaliers outside Cleveland in Richfield, Ohio. Bulls leading 2-0. 10.5 to go, first quarter. Larry Nance against Horace Grant. Nicely done. Nance had 11 points on 4 of 12 shooting last night at New York. Cartwright. And traveling the call. Chicago turnover. These are the 2 best teams in the NBA taking care of the ball. Daugherty's ahead of the field, and Elo finds him with a pass.
Real slow getting back, and there they were. They let Brad Daugherty get out of the box early.
Cavaliers leading by 2. 2 minutes gone by. First quarter. Cartwright finds Jordan. Yes, and a foul.
Elo on a foul. He couldn't go anywhere that time. Bill Cartwright had got himself into a bind where he couldn't go anywhere, but Michael moves, slides underneath the basket. Bill Cartwright finds him. He goes up on Elo, gets the foul and the basket.
Sending Michael Jordan to the line. That's the first foul of the ball game. Jordan, as you can see, 86% from the line. He was out early tonight before the game. The Bulls did not do their normal day of game shoot around. They got in here about what? We got to our rooms last night about 2 o'clock in the morning, Cleveland time. Nance down low against Grant. Double team by Pippen. Sanders with 6 to go on the shot clock, left it short, but gets it back. Finds Price. Sanders on the tip, not there. They're going to call offensive basket interference, I believe, on the Cleveland Cavaliers as Sanders knocked it out of there.
Ball went up in the air, a short shot by Price. Boy, he didn't miss many of these open. Once a gift, and now as it hangs up there, it was offensive interference.
In the cylinder. Ten to go on the clock now. Cartwright quickly. And it partially blocked, it appeared, by Nance. Pippen with 3 to go, doesn't realize it. Now he does. The bailout shot is off the heel of the rim, and Elo comes back the other way to Price. Price with that change of direction. Sanders left open.
They missed the play where underneath the basket, Mark Price just ran over Scottie Pippen after he threw the ball away, and off the ball, Mike Sanders hit a shot. Now he got a foul down low.
It's on Nance for pushing Grant.
This would be real key if they get Nance in trouble early. If they get Nance in foul trouble early, boy, the substitution pattern really hurts them without Hot Rod Williams.
You mentioned Hot Rod Williams, a big part of what the Cavaliers do off the bench. They reverse up high to Grant. Oh, wow. A lot of reverse English on that shot. Saw Hot Rod Williams on the bench a moment ago for the Cavaliers. Price right back. Oh, high arc Challenging shot by Mark Price. Cavaliers back on top by 1. Jordan on the drive, and there it is. On Nance, his second, as you mentioned, John.
This is a key thing. Larry Nance is one of their best defenders, a great shot blocker, and now they're going to have to come with Danny Ferry. And here it is, a back door. They find Michael. Michael comes in underneath. Nance picks him up. Michael comes up high. A bit of a bump. Knocks in the first free throw. That is key, gentlemen.
Here comes Danny Ferry, Red. In 19 minutes last night, 0 for 6 from the field. No points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists at New York. And Larry Nance, again, with Hot Rod Williams injured, off of that bench, they can ill afford to have Nance spending much time on the bench. Jordan 1 out of 2 at the line. Price had it knocked away by Grant, who was passing by, and Price tipped it last, so it will belong.
17 seconds.
Apparently, it will belong to Cleveland. For a moment, the Bulls thought they were going to get it out of bounds. This is Price out high. Elo off a screen by Ferry. They want to go to Daugherty on the block. Against Cartwright. 5 to go on the shot clock. Daugherty left it short, and Horace Grant collects. Jordan out on the run.
Bang.
Michael Jordan second from the field. He has 6. And the Bulls take a 2-point lead. 7.5 to go. First period from the Coliseum in Richfield, Ohio. Danny Ferry out front. Daugherty in close.
But they cut Bill off balance, got the rebound, and dunked his second basket of the night.
Daugherty second in the NBA in field goal percentage, and shots like that are the major reason why. Cartwright had the fade on it through an air ball. Here comes Price. Sanders to Daugherty.
Well, you're right, Daugherty second in the league in field goal percentage, but against the Bulls, they've done a great job, only 44%. But you give them shots like that, big guy will eat you alive.
No question. Cavaliers 4 unanswered points now. They take the 2-point lead. Pippen lost the handle on it, but somebody tipped it. Got a foul coming through the lane. Sanders picks it up. It is his first and the 4th on the team, and we've got a timeout on the floor. 6:43 left to go, and the Cavaliers lead the Bulls by 2.
Foul was on Mike Sanders. That was his third.
When it feels like Chicago. You know it's Chicago's very own 9 o'clock news. We know Chicago.
Come on, let me show you where it's at. Come on, let me.
It's a universal truth. Miller Lite's brewed from the start to be the one great-tasting beer that's less filling. It's everything you want a beer to be.
Another unexplained crop formation has been sighted. Looks like there's intelligent life out there, after all.
How do you make America's best full-size pickups even better? Give them Preferred Care, the best roadside service program in the business. If you need help, a service truck will...
Yeah, he's 3 for 3 from that position. Cartwright is 0 for 3 out of the center. Scottie drains his first free throw.
Scottie was 8 of 16 from the field, 7 rebounds, 3 assists, 17 points last night. Pippen with his first 2 tonight. There's the pressure in the backcourt by Chicago. Tied at 12. Daugherty plays ahead for Ferry. Elo on the wing with the reverse. First field goal for Elo tonight. Cavaliers back out in front. P.J. Armstrong bottled up at the moment by Price.
33, Scottie underneath the hoop.
Scottie Pippen picks up the foul away from the ball, his first. Offensive foul on Pippen. Cavaliers resume. Coming up on 6 minutes left to go, first quarter. Daugherty at a high post. Cartwright. Whistle right away by Dick Bavetta. Foul's coming up on Cartwright. Cartwright put two hands on Daugherty. It's a first on Bill, first on the team. Bill Jackson looks on from the Chicago bench. Boy, that game last night, Red, to let that game get away against the Lakers. Bulls had leads of, what, 7, 9, 8 points last night in the first half. They couldn't quite put them away.
Look at the way he split that. Beautifully done. I'll tell you what, you watch the way Price split that high post and went down the middle. Missed the shot, but how to use a screen.
Danny Ferry tipped it out of bounds, and the Bulls resume. Jordan. Michael backing Elo. From the outside, two-point try by Armstrong, and Danny Ferry has possession of the rebound. Here's Price.
He saw nobody back. He just accelerated with that ball, took it up court, and away he went. Here he comes. He sees no big guys back, so he's going to say, I got to go one-on-one to beat this guy. He beats him, gets the basket, and the foul.
B.J. Armstrong's first personal, second on the team, and Price, one of the best free throw shooters of all time.
How's this?
He is the NBA's free throw shooter.
Nance and Price have 200 for 214. Scottie
on the drive with the left hand.
200 for 214. They've only missed 14 free throws. Take
very in close. Couple of up fakes. Puts in on the fadeaway. Nicely done. His first 2 points. Bulls get it across quickly. Armstrong on the drive. B.J. with the penetration. He has 4. Bulls with the pressure again to the backcourt. Elo gets the step to the baseline. Pippen takes it away. Elo is trying to hit Ferry with a pass. Scottie with the move around Sanders. Oh, no, but a foul.
Sanders with his second foul.
Second personal.
Here comes Gerald Wilkins now. He'll come in for Sanders. It'll give a little smaller player to play Scottie Pippen, a quicker player, a guy that's used to playing a guard, used to playing Jordan. So Scottie, who's had a triple-double against his team, will shoot 2 free. Here's another one. You talked about the 200 for 214 by Nance and by Price. Here's these two guys, Grant and Pippen, 158 for 251. They've missed 93 free throws.
Scottie tonight has made all 4 of his free throws. He has 6 points. Again, the pressure in the backcourt by the Bulls. The Cavaliers are already over the team foul limit. Wilkins had it blocked. Jordan takes it down. Armstrong to Pippen. Tipped out of bounds by Elo. It will be Chicago ball with 18 to go on the shot clock. Take a look at the marksmen from the free throw line. Yeah. 1 and 2 in the league. Price and Nance.
Yeah, I was totaling up for it. He gave 200 for 214. I mean, there's the dummy. Bill Cartwright. Everybody left him.
First field goal for Bill.
You didn't have to jump too high for that, baby.
So the Bulls lead by 1 with 4:12 left to go, first quarter. Price off the screen by Daugherty. Off the glass. Price with 7.
Tell me who uses the screen better in this league.
No one. No one. The thing about Price is that he drives his man right into the screen.
Well, you don't know if he's got the ability.
Pippen for another left-handed roll.
Scottie's got 2 left-handed rolls, and Horace has 1. Those guys have been working hard all season.
8 points for Pippen. Price right back. Cartwright the rebound. Bulls out of the run. B.J. Armstrong to Horace Grant. Elo broke it up. Price to Ferry. Daugherty threw it away. Intercepted by Pippen. Armstrong 2-on-1 takes it himself.
B.J. Armstrong.
B.J. with 6 made a nice fake of the pass to Grant before taking it on in. Bulls on top by 3, coming up on 3 minutes left to go in the first quarter. Elo, Bears watching at the 3-point line. There he goes. Scottie Pippen is there. Bulls set it up. They triangle the right side. Trying to go down low foul is on Danny Ferry.
Foul is called on Danny Ferry. Timeout, Chicago.
Ferry trying to hold Horace Grant on the play. We've got a break in the action. 2:52 left to go in the first, and the Bulls lead the Cavs by 3.
Isaiah Stockton used that screen so well.
Horace Grant much improved recently from the free throw line. John, he's shooting almost 60% now at 59.8, 60% as we rounded off for you on the screen. And he was under 50% not long ago for the season from the free throw line. Made a concerted effort in that area. And the Bulls, with a concerted effort late in this first period, have built a 5-point lead. This is Elo. Gerald Wilkins. Rodney McRae getting ready to come in for Chicago. 4 to go on the shot clock, and got an illegal defense call against the Bulls. That's the first illegal defense call against Chicago. They will reload the shot clock now. The Cavs get it inside court, and here's Rodney McRae giving Horace Grant a break. Rodney last night had 2 points in 18 minutes against Los Angeles, 3 rebounds and 2 assists. Cavaliers resume offensively with the fresh shot clock. Price gets the step down the lane. Oh, what a feed to Ferry!
Beautiful job. What a great pass.
Jordan right back for 2. 8 points now for Jordan. Coming up on 2 minutes left to go in the first period. Price fouled by Cartwright, reaching in. Cartwright's second personal, 3rd on the team. Let's pause here for station identification.
This is WGN-TV Chicago, America's #1 sports station.
Bulls going to make a change in their lineup. Will Perdue steps on, replacing Bill Cartwright, who leaves with 2 personal fouls.
I'm so sure that was Bill's fault that time. Price came in, couldn't change his direction. Bill didn't move.
Brad Daugherty out high. 2 minutes left to go in the first period of play.
Pax just ran into a real screen by Elo. Wow. Illegal defense again. What? Somebody's got a cut. Who got it?
Let's take a look.
Price, Ferry. Price must have a cut.
Yep. Cleveland trainer is out to have a look. Gerald Wilkins with his first field goal. Chicago lead is down to 3. Coming up on 1:30 to go. First quarter. We're at the Coliseum in Richfield. Will Perdue posting up. Finds Jordan. Good position by Daugherty, and the rebound of the Cavaliers come back the other way. Wilkins measures the 3-point line. 23 feet 9 inches, right, Red? Got it. Daugherty goes baseline, had it knocked away. Believed by Perdue. Here comes MJ. Jordan on the drive. Dishes for Pippen, and the monster slam. McDonald sending $25 to charitables every time a Bulls player slam dunks in tonight's game. Beautiful feed from MJ. Scottie with 10. Under a minute to go, first period. Danny Ferry steps back. Michael Jordan up high. Bulls leading by 5. Make it 7.
Bill wanted to go 2 for 1. Michael got him to deuce and a chance to get the ball back.
Terrell Brandon brings it up for the Cavaliers. Bulls leading by 7 at 32-25. Daugherty looking to post Perdue. Pippen helps out. Elo. They reverse to Wilkins. Jordan is there. Should be one last shot for the Bulls. No shot clock. Final seconds in the right-hand corner of your screen, ticking down to this first quarter. Bulls on top by 7. Up and firing. Paxson connects. 9-point Chicago lead as the final seconds tick away. Brandon from center court. Defensive end.
Well, the Bulls closed it with a 14-4 run. Really did a great job of coming down and attacking the basket, shooting 62%. Wow.
Cavaliers set up on the half court. Terrell Brandon. Daugherty. It's a double team help because Will Perdue. Now they reverse it. Here's Brandon with 3 to go on the shot clock. Rebound chased down by Scottie Pippen. And Trent Tucker in the ball game to start the second quarter. Comes back the other way. He has really played well in recent weeks, John. He's coming along very well in this system.
You must get him some shots when he's in the game for you.
Paxson outside is open. Purdue fighting for the board, knocked out of bounds. Last touch by Daugherty. It is Chicago basketball.
The play by Will, yes sir. Gets a nice hand from Michael and BJ. Encouraging the teammates. He went up and knocked. Will went up and knocked it off of him. Horace Grant comes in for, who are we going to see here? Scottie.
Interesting lineup on the floor now.
Just looking here, yes.
You've got Will Purdue in the middle, Horace Grant, Rodney McCray at the forwards, Trent Tucker and John Paxson to the guards.
Just buying some minutes here now.
Grant with the hook in the lane. Will Purdue is there. Pulls it away from Danny Ferry, but lost it to Ferry. Cavaliers set it up on the half court. Terrell Brandon out front. They've got Daugherty with Nance and Ferry up front. See, it's a situation is here. Trent Tucker on a push, yes. They've got Tucker called for the foul. His first on the team.
You're wondering why Grant went back in a game, Wayne. It's because Larry Nance came back in, and Phil thinks that's really a good matchup to get those two big guys going against each other.
Wilkins and Brandon, the Cavalier backcourt to complete that lineup.
Offensive foul there.
Away from the ball again. Call for offensive foul on Danny Ferry.
Was called on Danny Ferry.
On Ferry, his second personal. Up off the bench, Mike Sanders, as Lenny Wilkins makes some changes in his lineup. Sanders comes in. He has two personal fouls as well. This is Paxson. Kind of a slow start, a foul-plagued start to the second quarter. Horace Grant. They reverse to McCray. Rodney McCray, nice lead for Purdue.
Not really your setup pick and roll, but that's what Rodney did. He used it as that, and the big Will gets the jam.
Chicago's lead now 36-25, largest of the evening. 10 to go on the clock as Brandon looks for help. Sets up Daugherty inside on Purdue. Daugherty again. Wilkins. Gittinger. Takes it strong against Stacey King and draws the foul on Stacey, his first and the third on the team.
I was talking to one of the writers, Terry Pluto, before the game, and he told me about this young man that he's not. They said the basket is still a little bit small for him. That's a polite way of putting it. And but he said he's a banger, he's fearless, and they liked him.
He started 5 games, John, earlier this year when Brad Daugherty was on the injured list with a knee problem for 9 games. Take a look at the number of free throws shot by the visitors as compared to the home team here tonight. Gittinger 1 out of 2 at the line. 8 points, Chicago lead. Stacey King, Trent Tucker off the screen. Nance up high for the board. Boy, he still has the spring in his legs, doesn't he? 33 years old. Gerald Wilkins. There's that move he made so many times in the playoffs a year ago. He leaned in with his shoulder. Offensive foul on Brandon. No field goal. Cavs still trail by 6.
North side to the south side. It's Miller Lite, the smooth, refreshing beer that's less filling. #1 in Chicago, and that's that.
This is the Temple of Flight, shrine of the enlightened basketball mind. Come, experience ball mastery. Meditate that.
But
Master, what if we behave badly?
You go to Detroit.
Hi, Pat Summerall here at True Value, where the main attraction is personal service. Or is it low prices? Well, let's find out.
They do have sales, and you can tell it's a sale price. It's not just a few pennies. It's a real sale.
I like their quality and their service.
You look for that one store and you trust it, and that's where you go.
For personal service and low prices, bring your family to ours, the True Value family of stores.
Everything I needed to move into my new house, I bought right here.
February 15th, Bulls and Sacramento Kings. It's Brock's Candy Kids Day. Entire game dedicated to some of our most important fans, the kids. And the first 5,000 kids 14 and under receive a Benny the Bull doll, compliments of Brock's Candy. Bulls on top by 6.
MJ back in the ball game now.
Bulls have struggled from the field here in the second period of play after shooting 62% in the first quarter. Jordan from the outside. He has 12. Under 6.5 to go. First half of play, and off the ball, another foul. Horace Grant picks it up. It's the first on Horace, and the fourth on the team as Phil Jackson looks down his bench. Terry will inbound. Bulls have 14 fouls. Cavaliers yet to commit a team foul here in the second quarter. Gettinger can't handle the pass, but Wilkins gets it back anyway. Gettinger around King. Nice move. Oh, the basket looked pretty big on that play.
Yeah. But it needed a ladder to get Stacy back down again.
Under 6 minutes to go in the half. King trying to return the favor. Gettinger commits the foul. His first. It's the first on the team in the second quarter.
That's his first team first.
You have to do that. That rook gets the best of you, gets you out of the gym, makes the basket. Next time you get the ball down low, you got to make a move on it. Let's take a look at Gettinger's basket here. He goes up with the fake. Stace buys it, and he leans underneath. Nice little shot. Now Stacey King. 2 free throws for the offering here.
Stacey's not been a great free throw shooter at 65% this year. Brett Daugherty back in. Jay Gettinger gets a round of applause from the Cavalier faithful here at the Coliseum in Richfield. One out of 2 is all she wrote for King at the line, but pressure in the backcourt by the Bulls. Harold Wilkins tipped away by McCray to Jordan. 2-on-2, Michael. McCray trying to keep it alive, and a loose ball foul coming up on Rodney McCray.
Well, McCray made a good play. You don't see too many guys in the NBA make this play. Guy gets ahead of the ball. Instead of running to your man, you run and try to hit the ball out of his hands. And as they come down, Michael misses the shot, and then over the top, the foul is on McCray. So we're in a penalty here with 5:44 to go. And Wilkins will go to the line, and we see Price waiting to get in the game. Scottie Pippen waiting to get in the game.
Gerald Wilkins has played well in the last 10 games off the bench for the Cavaliers, averaging in double digits. Here comes Scottie Pippen and Mark Price. Pippen for the Bulls, Price for the Cavaliers.
Price for the Cavs.
Rodney McCray heads off. Seven years with the Knicks. Gerald Wilkins picked up as a free agent. Wilkins now with 5 second quarter points, 7 in the game. Chicago lead is 6. Michael picked up by Wilkins, got a screen from Stacey King. Jordan on the move with the right hand.
Michael Jordan.
Well, you got a unique thing now. You've got a couple brothers that are in the league here, Gerald and Dominique Wilkins, and Horace and Harvey Grant. Got them in the game at the same time. Too often you have a brother that's able to play in the league, and that's great, isn't it?
It sure is. I mean, think of how many families have so many brothers, and only one maybe makes it to the NBA at best.
That's why the Jones family was great. Caldwell Jones and Danny Ferry hits a jump on the side. They had all those kids from Albany State. You know, who did the parents cheer for in those games?
Yeah, that's right. Stacey King.
Oh, you know what? I forgot another one. Brent Price.
King high off the glass, way too high. Yeah, you're right, Mark. Brent Price. Mark playing here tonight. Wilkins. B.J. Armstrong is there.
Traveled. B.J. picked it up and traveled. And Bill Cartwright, I think you're seeing a substitution here as Stacey King took that shot, that turnaround jumper over Daugherty. Not really the best one available. And bam, before you know it, 24 is back in the game.
So you would say a shot selection substitution there, perhaps?
Maybe put himself
Price for the Cavaliers. Coming up on 4 minutes left to go. First half. Hope you're enjoying the action from Richfield, Ohio. The Cavaliers and Bulls. Perry. Here's Nance. Oh, nice move by Horace Grant. Nance with 6. Chicago leads down to 4. We've got a foul coming up.
Nance's third.
Yes,
look
it
at
is.
this. No, it's not. He gave 33. 22.
Daugherty, that'll be his first.
Daugherty calling Brad Daugherty on the foul. Daugherty can't believe it. First on at Daugherty, second on the Cavs. B.J. Armstrong to Pippen. Decisive pass. Scottie missed inside. Missed on the tip as well, and Daugherty cleans it up. Price back the other way. Cavaliers space the floor. Elo for 3.
He didn't really want to take it, but they gave him this outside shot, which you have to do, and he knocks in a 3.
Cavaliers are back to within 1. Scottie Pippen. Pippen on the follow, blocked by Nance. Danny Ferry. Cavaliers could take the lead. Ferry down the lane. The tip is there for Daugherty.
Well, there goes your 11-point lead, and now Phil wants a timeout.
Standing ovation, Cavaliers. Timeout, Bulls.
46-45 lead.
Bulls resume offensively.
Bill Cartwright on the foul. He went down to set the screen.
Third personal on Cartwright.
Here comes Will Perdue streaking off the bench. The Bulls were 62% in the first quarter, 13 of 21. Since then, they're 5 out of 24.
Gone stone cold here in the second period. Mark Price sets it up for the Cavaliers. Elo. Daugherty in close. Blocked, I believe, by Grant. Knocked out of bounds. Last touch by the Bulls. 9 to go on the shot clock for the Cavaliers. Daugherty wanted a foul.
Good pass underneath by Elo. He steps in to get the shot. Looked like Horace Grant with the block, and you see Tommy Nunez behind him with the hands together. That's a block signal. 9 seconds on the clock.
2:36 for the second quarter. Cavaliers leading 46-45. Nance. The fade, a wild shot. Grant and Perdue is there. Horace Grant on the wing. Scottie Pippen. Perdue reverses the offense. Pippen. Scottie's first 2 points of the second quarter, has 12 in the game. And the Bulls take the lead as we seesaw in this second period. Price to Daugherty, inside on Perdue. With authority, Brad Daugherty now has 12.
I like that with authority, Brad Daugherty.
Less than 2 minutes. Less than 2 minutes remaining in the half.
It's hard to miss
Offense on Michael.
Yeah.
It's hard to believe that Daugherty could get that open underneath the basket in the half court, but he did, and then Jordan trying to make a move. Phil looks at him with that eye. Remember, wow.
Michael Jordan has his first personal foul of the night. Under 2 minutes to go. Second quarter. Daugherty. Nance, open at the back door. 8 points for Larry Nance, and the breakdown continues for the Bulls. 3-point Cavalier lead. Chicago led by 11 earlier in the second quarter. Horace Grant backing Nance. Nice move with the left hand.
Horace Grant.
Grant now with 8 points. Look at the story off the bench, and last night the Bulls really struggled off the bench, being outscored 29-13. Price belong. The Bulls. Price guilty of the foul.
Is on Mark Price.
His first.
Well, I always have a theory about that when you show bench scoring. That must mean that the starters are our starters are really outscoring their starters. If your bench is doing it, and you're right in this ball game. But what's happening is their bench has done it against our bench, and that makes it a big standout.
Jordan left unattended. Michael has 16. And the Bulls take a 1-point lead. Under a minute to go, second quarter. Price from the outside. Grant tipped to be down. Price takes it away to Daugherty.
Well, Daugherty has yet to make anything but a slam dunk, has he?
14 points, John, on 7 field goals, everything in close, and the Bulls want a 22nd timeout. 34.1 seconds remaining in the first half, and the Cavaliers have recaptured the lead, 52-51. Coming up at halftime, here's what's on tap. We've got our news break, then our NBA. Sanders palms in a pair.
You know, scoring, the Bulls this year twice, once here in Cleveland, they had 101 points, and Cleveland only 96, and then 91 they got in Chicago, so they have a tough time reaching the century mark this year against the Bulls.
And we're underway. The third period of play. Great to have you with us. Wayne Larrivee with Johnny Red Kerr from the Coliseum in Richfield, Ohio. Cavaliers set up offensively. Price left unattended for 2.
Mark Price.
Price with 9. 4 out of 7 shooting from the field for Mark Price. Horace Grant 1-on-1 with Nance, and that's the third foul on Nance. And again, Red, I'll bring it up. You mentioned it at the top of the show tonight that foul difficulty on Larry Nance will go a long way in determining Lenny Wilkins' substitution pattern, because he doesn't have Hot Rod Williams come off that bench.
That's right. As we showed, there's not a wing. It's 3-1. Michael's going to take that shot going to the baseline this trip. Nope, to the middle.
On the fade.
We've seen it so many times. That time I was watching the monitor too, and I thought he was going to go to the baseline.
Bulls back on top. We seesawed and have been seesawing since about 3 minutes left to go in the first half. We're in the opening minutes of play. In this, the third period. Elo against Jordan.
Whoa, a little bit of traveling music, but
Nance, nice look to Sanders. 3-second violation. Sanders caught in the lane.
That's what happens, too, when you get in interior too many passes. Outside, you're all right. The guy's sliding across the lane, but all of a sudden you start trying to get rebounding position, and you are caught.
Hard to believe that Lenny Wilkins is in his 19th season as a head coach in the NBA. I still remember him as a very fine player. Cartwright backing Daugherty. Horace Grant for the rebound, has to save it. B.J. Armstrong can't quite collect, and it will belong to the Cavaliers. Good hustle by both Grant and Armstrong.
And played against
Jim Jones there. Took some water in his lap.
Jimmy Jones.
There he is. Denny Schreider works the cable telecast alongside for the Cavaliers. Denny says, I know his feeling. What am I going to score on now? There it is.
For being my guest, BJ.
I don't think he'll get a Boulevard watch for that appearance. Price gets the step to the baseline. Lost Armstrong. Scottie Pippen taken away by Sanders. Now Price reloads.
There it is. You don't get a miss in 2 in a row. 11 points for Price.
5 out of 9 shooting from the field for Price. Grant to Jordan. Elo cuts him off. Michael
for a minute.
Michael Jordan.
20 for Jordan. Well, if he's going to cut Michael off on the drive, Michael will go over the top, basically, is what it is all about.
was pretty good here. 1-2.
Double team on Daugherty. Sanders had position, couldn't control. Here's Nance. Daugherty. Sanders.
Oh, don't come over here now.
Elo for 3. Horace Grant tracks it down.
I saw that ball coming and Elo coming. I thought you and I were going to be the recipients of a bat there.
I would have passed up the tray to give you the opportunity, Brett. Armstrong, blocked by Price. Elo controls. Cavaliers playing some tenacious defense. Elo sandwiched by Jordan and Grant. Horace Grant gets called for the foul here. Second on Grant, first on the team in the second half. There's Horace.
There's the block. BJ trying to get the shot off on Price. He goes right between the screen, stays with him in the left hand, gets a block. And here's another block.
Of a different kind. Nance in close. Well, the Cavaliers outscored the Bulls 6-4 here in the opening 3 minutes of this third period. Jordan against Elo. Michael off the glass. Michael's done all the scoring for the Bulls here in this second half. Bulls by 1. Oh, good feed. Price to Sanders, who snuck by Pippen. 8.5 left to go now. Third period. Grant right back to Armstrong. Triangle on the right side. Now reverse to Jordan. Michael. Cartwright is there. They got a fresh shot clock. No hurry. Pippen. And it's blocked, but a foul. Sanders picks up the foul.
Mike Sanders. That's his third, team second.
Take a look at his shot. Here's the bullet pass into Sanders. He beats Scottie to the hoop. Take one more look at it. Beautifully done. Scottie off the front of the rim. Michael gets the seat, and Kent Tucker's in the game.
Michael talking with Chip Schaefer on the Bulls bench. Schaefer, the trainer for Chicago, and Pippen makes good on a second one out of 2 at the line. He has 15 points here tonight. Jordan apparently has to come out of the game. 62 apiece, we're tied. 4 minutes gone by, third period. Daugherty against Cartwright. 5 to go on the shot clock. Nance with the bailout. Cartwright is there. Horace Grant. He'll set up the offense to B.J. Armstrong. Bulls and Cavs tied at 62. Pippen with the turnaround over Sanders. Nicely done. Pippen now with 17 points rather. Price with the Cavs trailing by 2, and Daugherty to equal the game. No, but Nance is there to clean up, and he can't handle it. Oh, the Cavs missed a couple of puppies inside. Scottie Pippen. Set something down low here at the
Sanders got caught in behind Horace. He was guarding Scottie, slid over, and now all of a sudden he ran into the bigger guy and tried to push him out. We got a time. No, we got Gerald Wilkins coming in for him.
Sanders leads with 4 personal fouls. Now, that is 3 on the Cavaliers. There's Wilkins back into the lineup. Played well in the second quarter. Under 7 minutes to go. Third period. Horace Grant from the outside, and Daugherty has the free rebound. Wilkins driving baseline, stepped on the baseline.
You got him. What a culprit. No wonder he was wide open, huh? We got a timeout by the Cavs.
Wilkins runs out of real estate, and the Bulls maintain a 2-point advantage over Wilkins and company.
This may look like a typical night beer, and some typical friends enjoying a typical day in the park. But this is no typical day in the park. And this doesn't taste like a typical light beer, because this is cold-filtered Miller Genuine Draft Light.
Points. Bulls had their hefty advantage of the second quarter, and the Cavaliers had a 5-point first quarter lead at one juncture. Bulls on offense, 6:40 to go, third period. Cartwright. And again, it looked like a call by Dick Pavetta off the ball, and Craig Elo, at least that's the man he went to. Elo gets the call on a push.
Foul is called on Craig Elo.
His second personal.
Second, team
fourth on the team.
Delay of game warning on Cleveland, too. Lenny said, wait, what?
Delay of game warning to Cavs.
Sometimes it's hard to get your breath when you get all these calls against you.
Pippen on the inbounds. And now got another call away from the ball coming up.
Scottie Pippen.
Offensive foul on Pippen, his third. Let's pause for station identification.
This is WGN-TV Chicago, America's #1 sports station.
Cavaliers resume offensively. Price gets that quick step down the lane. Elo wide open. Good ball movement by the Cavs. Heel to the rim for Elo. Pippen back the other way. Michael Jordan coming up for the Bulls. Be in the ball game in a moment as Trent Tucker drains one. His first from the field. Chicago lead is 4. Under 6 minutes to go, third period. Price with that change of direction through the lane. 10 to go on the clock for the Cavaliers. Price is so good off the dribble. Nance. Tough move. Larry Nance threading himself through traffic has 12. There's 6 minutes to go. Under 5.5 now, this third period, as Cartwright sets it up on the block. Armstrong back to Big Bill. Daugherty goes down and they call it offensive. On Cartwright, his fourth personal foul. Bill Jackson with a crack of his hands brings Will Perdue up off the bench.
Will Perdue.
Bill Cartwright heads out. So the Perdue-Daugherty matchup, and I'm sure Horace Grant and others will be helping out on the block. Right now they've got both Daugherty being flanked for a moment there by Grant and Perdue, but Daugherty comes out high to set the screen for Price. This is Elo now. Cavaliers work the basketball. Greg Elo, 4 to go on the shot clock. Elo with the fadeaway 4. Right at the clock. Yes. 7 for Elo. And the game is tied again. This time it's 66. Jordan and Wilkins, and Gerald Wilkins gets called for the foul. His first puts Cleveland over the foul limit. Lenny Wilkins pacing the sideline.
Well, he now wants to talk to Gerald Wilkins.
MJ hits the free throw strike.
You just about know what it is. Go over and tell that official. Because if I do, I get a technical.
Michael was made good on 4 out of 5 from the free throw line. Make it 4 out of 6 now, 23 points. Bulls on top by 1. Wilkins and Tucker reached in. So Trent Tucker, his second personal. Only the second team foul on Chicago. Don shooting it fair. Elo on the inbounds. Mark Price gets a screen from Daugherty. Screen roll to Daugherty. No one picked up Daugherty on the roll after he set the screen. 16 for Daugherty.
Nothing new from the first half.
No. Cavaliers, one of the best screen roll teams. We were talking about it earlier tonight. Perdue, nice move. Perdue now with 4. Chicago again on top by 1. The nip and tuck pretty much throughout this game tonight. Daugherty can't handle it. B.J. Armstrong comes up with it. Jordan with 10 to go on the clock. Backing Wilkins. Oh, what a move. Daugherty clears the board. Price for three.
Yes, sir.
14 for Price. Standing ovation for the Cavaliers who take a 2-point lead. Grant against Nance. Elo with the block.
That's Elo's third. Yeah, Elo's third. Horace taking it hard to the basket. They don't expect Horace to do that, but he went down the lane, and so 2 free throws here.
Horace's recent improvement over the last week and a half from a scoring standpoint, John, is he being more aggressive offensively, looking a little bit more for his offense?
Yes, he is. When it comes around to him, when the ball comes around to him on that the triple post offense, he's looking at the hoop, and he's been very successful.
Horace with 11 points here tonight. Scottie Pippen back on. Trent Tucker leads for Chicago. 3:06 left to go here. Horace Grant can tie it at 71. We are third period of play. These two Central Division powers have given us quite a performance here tonight. 12 points for Horace Grant. Price sets the play with that fist in the air. Price from deep for three.
You got to get to them. They're not popping out. This guy has really worked on that offense. So there you go. Bulls are going to take a timeout.
17 for Mark Price. Cavaliers get a standing O. They lead by 3. They've done from 3-point range tonight. Cavaliers get a standing O. They lead by 3. They've done from 3-point range tonight. The Cavaliers have been much more liberal in their use of the line. Jordan. Tip by Grant won't go. Back tap to Wilkins. 3-on-3 break. Wilkins finds Nance. 14 for Nance. Cavaliers equal their largest lead of the evening at 5. Coming up on 2 minutes left to go in the third, and Pippen can't handle the bounce pass from Paxson. Phil Jackson looks up at the clock, and we get through this third period. 2 minutes left to go in the third. Cavaliers by 5. Daugherty in close over Purdue.
Well, they're getting some shots right on top of the basket now, and Price is delivering that ball.
Take a look at the numbers in close. Cavaliers have dominated in the paint. Will Purdue with that drop pass for Pippen, and Elo commits the foul. That's his 4th. Elo with 4. Sanders with 4. And Larry Nance with 3 personal fouls. The Cavaliers in foul trouble. Pippen will go to the line as Lenny Wilkins will again have to work the bench.
Bulls have a chance to break this string. They're slowly going out on the Bulls, and Michael just throws the ball to high post, and as Scottie comes down, they had him reaching in. Scottie makes the free throw.
18 now for Scottie Pippen. Points for Pippen. The Bulls back to within 5. Coming up on 1:30 to go. Third period. Price. Oh, what a move around that screen by Daugherty.
The Bulls got to step out, and he's not there. He disappears right down the middle. What a show he's put on here.
It's a magician with those screens. Again by 7, and we've got a foul coming up. Scottie Pippen off the ball. That's his 4th.
That's his 4th.
Offensive foul on Pippen. McRae up off the bench. He comes on. John, I'll tell you, foul difficulty tonight, as much as tired legs, has dictated the substitution pattern for both coaches in this game tonight. And again, we thought with the back-to-back situation that both coaches would have to be keeping people fresh, but foul difficulty has superseded that consideration for Phil Jackson and his counterpart Lenny Wilkins.
Well, you'd think that Cleveland would like to up the tempo, and here they 18-7 Pax on the foul. 18-7 in the last couple of minutes. Pax picks up his first foul, and it's only the third one, first in the last 2 minutes, but they clean the side out, and Price just putting on a little show here. But I think they would like to up the tempo. Their legs are a little bit younger than the Bulls' legs. Get this thing going, get them running.
Gerald Wilkins coming up on a minute left to go in the third period.
Price. Everybody stepped away.
21 for Price. He is putting on a clinic in this third quarter with 14 third quarter points. Cleveland's lead is up to 9 points. Largest for the Cavaliers. McRae in close, in among the trees. Nice move, wouldn't go. Daugherty knocked it out of bounds. It will be Chicago basketball.
Ferry and Gettinger are in the game. Let me throw another one at you. I mentioned about the brothers. How about guys who've got fathers? There's 2 guys in the game whose fathers have played the NBA, too.
Andy Ferry being one.
That's right. Bob Ferry, his dad, and John Paxson's dad, Jim, played for Cincinnati.
Jordan. Long carom to Wilkins of the Cavaliers with 30 seconds to go in the third period. 14 on the shot clock. Nance over McRae. Big third quarter for the Cavaliers. No shot clock. Bulls will try to work for one last in what has been a nightmarish third period. Jordan finds Purdue. Tough drive. Good feed from MJ. 6 points for Will Purdue. Wilkins hustling. Stepped on the sidelines.
Bulls get one more shot. 2.7.
2.7 remaining. Tucker has it blocked. Third period comes to a close. Cleveland Cavaliers have built an 84-76 lead over the Bulls.
Don't go yet. 0.5 of a second.
That's what they're going to do. Dick Pavetta is going to have Price. Apparently what they ruled was Tucker stepped on the sidelines on the far side as he received a pass before turning for that shot.
A curveball. No, curveballs aren't any good.
Knocked out of bounds. Looks over his options and takes the shot. Price back the other way for the Cavaliers. Big third period for Price. Elo had a notion from three-point land. Grant jumping out on him on the switch. Now Daugherty against Stacey King. Daugherty with the hook. The tip is there by Wilkins. 10-point lead for the Cavaliers. Take a look at the numbers by period.
If Price doesn't try to take up the offensive load, he was outstanding in that third quarter, but now we know that Nance being out, see if he can take it up.
4 to go on the shot clock for the Bulls. Horace Grant with a turnaround tough shot over Ferry. Elo back the other way. Cavaliers on top by 10. 10 to go on the shot clock. Ferry passes up the shot. Wilkins has a better selection in close. Michael Jordan is there. Horace Grant inside. Wilkins overplayed on the pass. Grant can't make it go. Knocked out of bounds by the Cavaliers, and the Bulls will get it back. There's Scott Williams on the right side of your screen. Boy, they have missed him over the last several games, including last night and again here tonight.
If we get a chance to talk to him later on, let's do that, okay? Dr. Scott Williams.
Horace Grant off the inbounds. Danny Ferry takes the carom on the deflection. Price hit by McRae. It won't count. Dick Pavetta had the call real early in the play as Price cut right in front of Rodney McRae. And on McRae, his second personal, that's the first team foul of the Bulls in the fourth quarter. It is a 10-point Cavalier lead. Price jumped at by King. Grant picks up Daugherty on the switch. And another foul coming up on Chicago. This one on Horace Grant is his third, second on the team.
That's his third, team second.
Scottie Pippen looking to defend in the inbounds. Wilkins. Double team on the ball. Wilkins tied up. Did he get a timeout? No. Jump ball was the indication. Cavaliers are trying to signal for a jump ball. Lenny Wilkins, and on his bench, at the end of the bench, is another injured Williams. Hot Rod Williams, one of the leading shot blockers in the NBA. King and Wilkins, and the Cavaliers able to control. Elo to Price.
He's going to go split that again, by the screen, and Pax gets caught on a foul. The Bulls don't seem to have any energy left here for this game. I mean, now Corey Williams comes in. They got some fresh legs. They said, let's see if he can stop the little guy. But he's not going to get a defensive break. He's going to have to do it on pure athletic ability.
Exactly. Corey did not play last night. So you're right about fresh legs in that regard. The turnaround by Daugherty over King, scored on a foul. Stacey's second personal already, the fourth team foul.
Bill Cartwright returns.
Bill Cartwright back into the lineup, replacing Stacey King. Brad Daugherty looking for a three-point play at the line. There's Stacey on the bench. Usually in these situations, when both teams are coming off back-to-back efforts, and they both have to travel after playing the night before, it's the team that's playing at home that is going to have a distinct advantage, even though both had to travel and play the night before. That certainly has been the case here in the third period, now in the fourth for the Cavaliers. Jordan against Wilkins. Michael comes up just a bit short. Brad Daugherty working the board again. Cavaliers enjoying the largest lead of the evening for either team, and Price for three.
Earth to kids, Earth to kids. Attention all space cadets. The Cosmic Challenge is back. You can win a trip to U.S. Space Camp. Train like the astronauts. Live like the Jetsons. Plus win an $8,000 scholarship just by watching the Cosmic Challenge. Nothing this awesome was ever this easy. A cosmic quiz show with prizes that are out of this world. The Cosmic Challenge, for kids' sake. Coming to Channel 9, February 1st at 7.
Now, all over the world, the sisters and mothers and best friends waiting to hear from you can hear from you for a lot less. Introducing the AT&T Special Country Plan. Save 15%. It's easy. There's no monthly fee. Just call right now and tell us your one special international country and start saving to everyone in it every hour of every day. We'll always be there to make calling more affordable.
Over the rookie Corey Williams, and watch the expression. There it is. February 12th, Bulls take on the Knicks. Miller Genuine Draft Life hat night. First 10,000 into the stadium get a Miller Genuine Draft zebra hat. Compliments of Miller Genuine Draft. Pippen on the drive. Breaks the string. First points of the fourth period for the leg-weary Bulls. Price.
Foul on it. It's on Corey Williams.
On Corey. You called it. I mean, as soon as he came into the game, the rookie's going to get hit almost every time he approaches somebody. He's going to get called for a foul. Bulls are already over the foul limit with 8:41 left to go, as you saw an exasperated Phil Jackson looking on. There's not a lot he can do. Look at the numbers in the last 10-15.
Yeah, the Bulls have held this team under 100 points in the 2 times they've played them, but right now they're getting ready to crack this mark early. The Bulls have not made a fast break field goal in the second half. They've really gotten back. Here goes, that hand is for Nance coming back on the bench.
94-78. Cavaliers. McCray. To go on the shot clock. Rodney McCray. Rebound. Pried loose by Jordan. Pippen has to save it. Price comes up with it. Elo's ahead of the field.
Well, these Cleveland fans of capacity 20,273 saying it's about time.
Cartwright, nice look into McCray. Price stole it, but committed a foul.
There's Larry Nance sitting next to Brian Winter on the bench there. Good to see him back. That it's not a big injury for this guy, to anybody really in the league.
Gray sets it up for the Bulls. Bulls have just 2 points in this fourth quarter. Corey Williams ducking in under, draws a foul on Danny Ferry. And on Ferry, his 3rd personal. That's only the 2nd on the Cavaliers.
And Nance is going to come back in the ball game.
Nance is back on. Stacey King is in the game in place of Bill Cartwright for Chicago.
Now they've outscored the